Welcome to Coaching for Creatives with Kirsten. My name is Kirsten Call. I'm a therapist-trained life coach and a children's book author. Together, we'll get the drama out of our lives and onto the page. Let's get started. You are listening to episode 138, Gratitude Ahead of Time. I just got home from a visit to Utah where I spent time with my college kids, my parents, most of my siblings, some nieces and nephews. I also connected with a couple of dear friends. I'm grateful for family and friends and pockets of time where I have the privilege to connect with them. So I had an interesting experience in the middle of the night last night. I woke up and realized I had never unpacked my jewelry. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I checked my jewelry drawer to see if it was there in case I just put it there mindlessly, and it wasn't there. So I checked my backpack, which I was sure I had thoroughly unpacked. It wasn't there. And then I thought about the last time I used my jewelry case. I was in the Salt Lake City airport. I took off all my jewelry and put it away because I was doing an overnight flight. And I thought, wow, I need to plan my call to Salt Lake City airport and try to figure out how to describe where I would have left my jewelry and talk to the lost and found people. Hopefully there is a lost and found. And I thought about whoever would have found my jewelry and hoped they had taken the time to give it to someone who would return it to me. And then I allowed myself to think of the possibility of not ever getting my favorite jewelry back. I just told myself, it's just stuff. It's okay that some of those things were given to me as gifts or remind me of trips I took with my family and husband. It's just things, and things don't matter. Things seem like they matter, but they're not the most important things, right? Meanwhile, I'm still awake. So I get out my backpack and do a really thorough search. One last search, I told myself. I didn't want to have to wait the hours I needed to call the Salt Lake City airport and go through that whole rigmarole. Thankfully, my jewelry case was in the very bottom of one of the back pockets of my backpack. Hooray! I cannot tell you how grateful I felt in that moment and how grateful I feel now. Yes, it's just stuff, but it's irreplaceable and sentimental stuff, right? I talk about gratitude on almost every episode of this podcast. It's such an easy and beautiful way to improve our emotional health. I'm about to talk about gratitude ahead of time, but first I want to emphasize gratitude for what we already have. When someone asks you, what do you want? Or what do you desire? Do you answer with things you desire that you don't already have? I mean, usually, someone asks me what I want, I would say, well, I want more book contracts, or I usually would think of something that I don't already have. Do you answer with things you want that you already do have? I think that's a little less intuitive, but I would love to experiment with this right now. So maybe pause the podcast and write a list of 10 things you want that you already have. For example, for me, this list is easy. First, obviously, I want my favorite jewelry. I'm grateful I found it this morning. I want a husband. I've had a really beautiful, amazing husband for 27 years. I'm so grateful for him. I want children. I'm lucky enough to have 7 of them. 5 who I birthed and 2 who married in. Oh, how grateful I am for each one of them. I want a house close to nature where I can walk. I'm so grateful for my house and the nature walks I take 3 or 4 times a week. I want birds in my backyard. And I have birds, so many birds in my backyard, sometimes as many as 24 species at a time. I want to host a monthly book club. And I do host a monthly book club. I'm so grateful for each woman who reads and discusses the books with me, and I learned so much from their insights and vulnerability. I want my books published. I'm grateful I have 6 books already on shelves and 2 more coming next year. I could name numberless things I want that I already have. So that's my challenge to you right now. Take some time to really think about what you want, the things you really desire that you already have. Okay, now that you've done that, let's jump into the topic of gratitude ahead of time. Gratitude ahead of time is kind of the opposite of feeling grateful for and wanting what you already have. I want you to think about something you really desire, something you really want that you don't already have. Maybe you have a really big goal. For me, I could say I want my young adult novel in verse to be published. I want an editor to buy it. So think about your goal or something you really want. Visualize your future. Visualize how you feel. What does it feel like when it's already happened? When it's already in existence? What does it feel like to be grateful for something you believe you're going to have in your life? Okay, so right now I want you to close your eyes and really picture yourself having already achieved your goal or already done the things. You already have that thing that you really desire. So for me, I can picture getting the call from my agent telling me my book is sold. And then I can visualize signing the contract. I can imagine getting edits from my editor and getting my own advanced reader's copy of my book. I can visualize holding my book in my hands and seeing it on shelves in bookstores. I can visualize my book launch. And I can see people picking up my book, buying it, and me signing copies for the people at the book launch. I can visualize the gratitude I feel for my past self for writing the book and persevering. I can feel grateful for the excitement of this book existing. When we visualize our goal is already achieved, it really helps to just dive deep into it and use all of our senses. What are we hearing? What are we seeing? What are we feeling? Is there something that we're tasting? Like at a book launch, I might have a cake or something. Is there something that's tactile? What am I feeling when I'm holding the book? As we really fully visualize something, then we feel the feelings that we're going to feel as if it's already happened. So for you, make sure you visualize your goal as already achieved. And then feel grateful. Practice feeling grateful ahead of time. You've already achieved it. You've already created this thing. Feel proud of yourself that you have accomplished something. You've created a solution or result for something in your life. Feel grateful to yourself for doing the work, for digging deep. Thank your past self for being brave enough to do the thing you want to do. Sometimes it's hard to be grateful for something ahead of time. You might doubt that this thing is possible in your life. So let's talk about how to get to gratitude for something ahead of time when you might not feel like it's possible. I do want to say that if you try all the things that we talk about and explore on this podcast and you still aren't feeling grateful, then perhaps it's just not the right goal for you or not the right thing to focus on. So that is one possibility. Okay, but right now, how do you get to gratitude? Number one, pay attention to all the thoughts you're having that keep you from feeling grateful and believing. Just pay attention. Number two, clean up your thoughts. So go to episode 2 of this podcast to get a detailed description of how to clean up your thoughts, but basically find those thoughts that aren't serving you and delete them. Then replace those thoughts with thoughts that do serve you and your goals. Many times those thoughts that do serve you will jumpstart you and get you right where you want to be, right in the middle of gratitude. Number 3, think of something you've already done that you're grateful for. And allow yourself to really just sink into this gratitude. This helps you feel what it feels like to be grateful. Number 4, thank your past self for things. I can say, thanks, past self, for packing my jewelry in the backpack. Thanks for marrying Daniel and having kids. Thanks for not giving up on your dream to publish. Thank you for exercising this morning, etc., etc. This will help you feel the gratitude and remember what it's like to feel gratitude so you can train your brain to feel gratitude ahead of time. Number 5, remember we create our future and our past with the stories we tell ourselves. We decide what we create. So create a culture of gratitude for what is, what was, and what will be inside of your own mind. You can intentionally feel gratitude and tap into that feeling at any time with the narrative that you have. Number 6, experience all the emotions of achieving your goal. For example, if I imagine myself getting a book contract for my young adult novel, I will feel excitement. We can experience the emotions of things without them actually happening. The more we feel the excitement of our goals already being achieved, the more gratitude we feel. The more happy we are. There's so much more grace and gratefulness. Number 7, memorize the feeling of gratitude. Number 8, practice feeling gratitude ahead of time. Just like you might practice ping pong if you're going to participate in a ping pong tournament, or you wanted to beat your granddad or your dad, or practice piano before a piano recital, you need to practice feeling gratitude ahead of time. It's a skill you can teach yourself. It's a skill you can learn and get better at. And number 9, bask in your space of gratitude. Pay attention to how it feels. You are already grateful for all your future successes. So, as you live your life, consider counting your blessings ahead of time. You'll be thanking your lucky stars if you do. I'm grateful ahead of time for you, the person who listens to this podcast. I feel blessed. Until next time, keep smiling. If you like what you've heard, check out my Get Yourself Unstuck program. Go to KirstenCall.com. That's KirstineCall.com and schedule a free consultation today. Coaching for Creatives is produced by Kirsten Call. Music and audio engineering by James Call.